This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome to a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, where the Fighting Engineers will entertain the Albion Britons from Michigan, and they're from the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. They were the champions of the MIAA last year. Rose-Hulman was the champions of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Both of these teams made the national tournament last year. And with that, the third ball game for both of these teams in out-of-conference play, and they'll take on each other this afternoon here in Terre Haute, Indiana. Great afternoon. It's a little bit in the 80s. We'll look for temperatures to reach about 83 to 85 degrees, depending on how it goes. Sun is bright and shiny, as you'll see. And on the screen, I know you can see where we're awaiting the arrival of Rose-Hulman for our pregame festivities. For this ball game, setting the stage, Rose-Hulman has had and been bitten by the injury bug quite often in this season already. They've lost a couple of their quarterbacks. Miguel Robertson is scheduled to get the start today. He started the season as their #1 quarterback, but when you go to #2, you're talking about potentially a tight end in Alex Gresscock stepping behind the center to try to come into the ball game. So for Rose-Hulman, they're going to try to get healthy in a certain point before they start the HCAC season. The Rose-Hulman's also been snake bitten in terms of the scores. They lost a very tight ball game by 3 points to DePaul, and then this last Saturday, in a situation where again another quarterback went down in the ball game, they weren't able to move the football. Their second and third string quarterbacks are unavailable today as well, and those guys went down last week, and it made for a very tough loss that Rose-Hulman suffered. They were ahead by 20 at halftime, and with those injuries were not able to move the football well enough to gain a victory. Lost by 1 point in a huge ball game to Trine Trine University this last Saturday. So Rose-Hulman trying to get things back in the way, but if they come out of this thing healthy, I know that's one of the things Coach Jeff Sokol is really looking for in this ball game. When you look at Albion, Albion's one of those teams that just is physical, powerful team. They've been in the top of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association standings for about the past 9 or 10 years that I followed the MIAA, and they're a very fine football team. And when I say that, they've won, and they've only allowed 2 points on the season. And they played 2 non-conference games. They've outscored them 103-2. And allowed just 185 yards a game. Dustin Brewer is coaching in his 4th season there at Albion with a record of 22-4. So if you're 3 seasons into this thing and you have only lost 4 ball games, that's a quality program. Albion's is the top team receiving votes in the D3 football.com national poll. They're not ranked in the top 25, but they're right there on the cusp of it, and with a couple wins, they'll be there. They were 9-2 last year, and they reached the NCAA Division III playoffs in 2021. And again, Rose-Hulman and Albion meet in this matchup of Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference schools and also the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic. Those two conferences have on this weekend prior to the start of both of their seasons. Winston Amakwa for Rose-Hulman was named the HCAC Defensive Player of the Week last week, after two interceptions that he had against Trine in that 1-point loss. And we'll talk more about him in just a few moments. Again, you're listening to Indiana Sports Network, and our pregame is sponsored by Culver's, now one of our sponsors for Rose-Hulman football. We'll pause and be right back. You're listening to and watching Indiana Sports Network.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you, because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
And you can see Rose-Hulman gathering around that goal line as they'll enter the stadium. And in the background, you'll see the Albion Britons coming in very shortly here into your picture. But as we look at these two ball clubs, both of them champions from last year, and again, Rose-Hulman having two very close ball games to start the season, coming out with losses. We're looking for a pretty balanced game between these two. If Rose-Hulman can stay healthy enough to keep things going, they have an opportunity to move the football. But Albion has been a terror and effectively looking at bouncing into the top 25 in the D3 football rankings. And again, both of these teams consistently at the top of both of the leagues. And between the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association also has Trine University, who Rose-Hulman played last week. There are three really balanced teams in the MIAA this year in preseason rankings. Trine is one of those. Albion is the other, and Albion is chosen to win the MIAA. And Rose-Hulman is the leading candidate to win the HCAC, even if they would lose a couple ball games here to start out, especially against the quality opponents they played against. Potential starting lineups for Rose-Hulman. At wide receiver, number 4, Jalen Hobbs from Spring Lake, North Carolina. Tight end is Alex Gresscock, a senior from Havre de Grace, Maryland. Left tackle, Chris Schultz, Jr. From Frankfort, Illinois. Left guard is Justin Pearson. He's a junior from Manor, Texas. The center is Kenneth Gibson. He's a junior from Fountaintown, Indiana. A right guard, Ryan Easterday, preseason All-American honors, is a sophomore from Huntington, California. The right tackle is Devlin Spradlin. He's 6'2" and from Bainbridge, Ohio. The wide receiver, Daniel Hury, and he's got some speed from Katy, Texas. Other wide receivers, number 9 is Adam Tice-Salou, a senior from Java, Virginia. Starting quarterback anticipated today would be Miguel Robertson. He's from Petaluma, California. As we prepare for the national anthem, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back with the coin toss and the start of this ball game.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact. Work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And you'll see the captains go out for that toss. So let me finish up with some of the starting lineups. Again, running back would be Grant Raperda. He's a junior from Sherman, Illinois. Our place kickers for Rose-Hulman, Kyle Rayberg. He's a sophomore from Brunswick, Georgia. Kickoffs will be handled by Connor Whitesell, a freshman from Dallas, Texas. Your holder on the extra points is going to be Miguel Robertson. The punter, Andrew Toller. The long snapper is Riley Lopane. Kickoff returners will be Hobbs and Hury, and those guys are leading the conference in kickoff and punt and returns, and those guys are extremely talented when you're talking about Rose-Hulman. For Albion, and we'll list the offense for them as well, starting at wide receiver, number 3, Bailey Edwards. He's a senior from Northville, Michigan. Also, Mark Toko. He's a senior from Macomb, Michigan. Left tackle, Garrett Neiswander from Onstead, Michigan. Left guard is Cam Webb from Charlotte, Michigan. The center, Sam Purcell from Carabo, North Carolina. The right guard, Scott Roskop from Mount Clemens, Michigan. The right tackle is Mason Masaga from Cedarville, Michigan. The wide receiver, Andy Durand. He's a senior from Pinckney, Michigan. Also, Brendan Teal, a junior from Waterford, Michigan. Again, you could see the coin toss is handled that way, and we'll see these guys turn around and get set and ready for this one as well. Albion versus Rose-Hulman, two of the top teams in the Midwest. Rose-Hulman, again, the defending champions of the HCAC, that's Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and Albion, the Britons, are the defending champions of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, Division III. By the way, the MIAA is the longest running conference in the entire nation. They started that association way back, even before the Big Ten and those other conferences here in the Midwest. So we'll see this kickoff take place very shortly. Let me finish up with Albion, quarterback Luke Lovell. He's a sophomore from Pinckney, Michigan. Running back Philip Jones Price. And he's a senior from Reed City, Michigan. And again, the Albion Brits will kick off. They deferred to the second half, and we'll get ready for this kickoff return. Hobbs and Hury for Rose-Hulman will go deep to get ready for this one. And the kickoff will be handled by Hunter Williams. He's a senior from South Lyon, Michigan. He's also he can hold, he can do all kinds of different things. A really athletic young man. Hunter Williams, we anticipate being the kickoff guy for the Albion Brits. And with that, again, the Britons come all the way down, and if you've ever been up to Albion, a quality football program in Division III. Again, they've been one of the top teams in the MIAA for many years and defending champions and getting ready to be ranked in the top 25 in D3 football ranking. So both these teams will tee it off here. Beautiful day in Terre Haute. We're anticipating about an 85-degree temperature, so it's not quite too hot, but a lot of sunshine. Kickoff is up, and it's a deep one. handled back. Nope, it'll be a touchback, and out come the Britons ready to run that first play, and they don't waste any time. So, offense for the Brits. Getting ready for this one. Defense for the Britons. Rose-Hulman on offense. Hobbs and Hury. Split to the bottom of your screen. On the right is Tice Salou. The tight end, Alex Gresscock, will be in an H-back setting. Ruperta sits right beside Miguel Robertson. He goes to throw the football, get a man open, and drop ball on the outside. Hury could not hold on to that one. Daniel Hury couldn't get it, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Rose-Hulman likes to run that hurry-up style, NASCAR-paced offense. 3 receivers at the top of the screen in a bunch set. Looking at the screen, no, they'll throw the quick hitch. They get it outside. There's Hury on the edge, has a chance to take it down the sideline. He'll go out of bounds and pick up about 6 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. Flag on the play. And they're saying Rose-Hulman is, or at least the preliminary signal, they're pointing towards Rose-Hulman, and the Albion players start to move back and push Rose-Hulman backwards. It'll be 2nd down then, as the penalty would allow Rose-Hulman to gain possession again and have one more opportunity. They're going to call a pass interference because the contact was made past the line of scrimmage. And they say there was contact prior to him catching the ball. So that's a pretty big penalty. He'll knock him 10 yards back. It'll be 2nd and 20. So it's Rose-Hulman back at the 15-yard line. That brings up 2nd and 20. Again, for Rose-Hulman, they're going to take this kind of slow, and I doubt if they'll try to get it all back in one foul swoop here. They'll just go ahead and move the football. They do. They get it to Hury on the edge. He'll pick up 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 15. Miguel Robertson, the quarterback, is a junior from Petaluma, California, and he's the number 1 guy coming in on the season. Didn't play in last week's ball game due to an injury, and they just got him back for this week. Sets up to throw. Pressure in the backfield. He'll go down, and that'll be a sack. First one for Albion on the day, and that'll force Rose-Hulman to punt the football. So in comes the punting team for Rose-Hulman as they get prepared to do this one. Again, the punter is Andrew Toller. He's a junior from Bidwell, Ohio. Sitting back right at the 1-yard line. Toller punts this one away. Good punt, gets it up close to the 50-yard line. It hits a Brit, and it's picked up. Lucky break for Albion. He'll return it back to the 50, and we'll have Albion with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
Luke Lovell, the quarterback. In shotgun, he'll take it, hand the ball off to Philip Jones-Price over the left side. He'll lose 4 yards, a tackle in behind the line of scrimmage for Rose-Hulman by Riley Roberts, the senior from Greenwood, Indiana. Starting lineup for Rose-Hulman. At defensive ends, Peyton Grinowitz. Nose tackles, Andrew Wachowski, and Devin Cobb is the other defensive end. Rose-Hulman on the defensive side. The Brits at 2nd and 14. Play action, got a man down the middle. He catches the football, and did they say he caught it? He did. Completion down to the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Albion. Starting at linebackers, we saw Riley Roberts for Rose-Hulman with the first tackle. Kaiser Bowen from Centerville, Michigan is the middle linebacker, and Peter Cross is the other linebacker for Rose-Hulman. Albion with that H-back sitting on the left side. They'll pull and run the counter off the edge. Nope, they play action fake, throw the fade in the end zone, off the fingertips, and very close to a score, as not being able to haul it in was Brendan Teal, the 5'11 junior from Waterford, Michigan. Good play action there. Had me faked out there for a second till he pulled up and threw the ball, and a really good pass by Luke Lovell, the sophomore, as he threw that one over the edge, put it only where Teal had a chance to bring it in, but he couldn't haul it in. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. H-back setting on the edge, and they'll hand it off in a big gaping hole up the middle. He could go. He's down to the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Albion. A nice run by Philip Jones-Price, but a better job by the front line of Albion, and there's a player injured on the field right now for Rose-Hulman. And with that, we'll take a short break for an injury timeout. He's moving. We'll just see what's going to happen here in just a moment. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are.
You're #1 at York.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
Albion with the football, 1st and goal at the 6. Direct snap, they'll give it to Price. He drives it down inside the 5. He'll go down to about the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3, and Albion on the move. Front line of Albion, very stout young men. They're able to move the football, just running it right now. They're doing a great job up front, and Rose-Hulman's going to have to find an answer. Gap-oriented defense for Rose-Hulman. They're bringing them all up close. Different running back in the game as they'll play action fake, throw the ball in the corner of the end zone, and it is a touchdown for Albion. A nice throw in the corner, and completion is made to number 6. And again, that's Brendan Teal, the junior from Waterford, Michigan, puts Albion on the board with 11:41 here to go in the first quarter. So an immediate drive off of a 3-and-out punt situation, and Albion drives the field and sticks it in. Jackson Cooney set up to attempt the extra point. Hunter Williams is going to hold. Kick is up, and it's good. And the score is 7-0. Albion with the lead here early in the first period. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back. 7-0 is the score. Rose-Hulman trails Albion here early in the first period, and Rose-Hulman's going to need to find some answer to make sure they can start moving the football here in this ball game. And again, early on, they played a very close ball. Rose-Hulman played a close ball game in the opener to DePaul, lost it by 3, and lost last week to Trine by just a point. hammered kick deep in the end zone, and he'll let that one go. And that, folks, is not just a D3 kicker. He can play at about any level as a huge kickoff for Albion. And again, the kickoff guy, Hunter Williams, just pounded that one back in the back of the end zone. So Rose-Hulman will come out. They trail 7-0. Defensively for Albion, Nick Fannin is at defensive end. The tackles are Dwayne Leggett, Noah Anderson. The linebackers, Brandon Camfield, Connor Smith, Jeremiah Major, Casimir Jackson. Corners are Larry Platt, Khalil Brown, Stephen Douglas, and Ricky Pearson. Rose-Hulman with the football. They'll give it up to Ruperta. He powers up in there, and he's not going to even get back to the line of scrimmage. It doesn't look like it. They'll say he does with forward progress. It'll be 2nd and 10. So the offensive and defensive lines are going to have to stiffen up for Rose-Hulman. They're going to have to do a much better job up front. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. They'll fake it to Ruperta. Looking at the deep one. They got a crosser over the middle, and they've got a nice catch and completion and a first down, and that will go to number 2, Daniel Hury. So Hury, on a really nice crossing route, picks up that pass reception and ends up with a first down on Rose-Hulman over the 50-yard line. Robertson with a really nice throw. Ruperta off the left side, he'll lose 2. Trying to run that pin and pull type operation and then RPO it off the backside is Rose-Hulman. They weren't able to get a decent job pinning the defensive end, and he makes a play off that outside, and a nice job by the Brits. Rose-Hulman with the football, 3 receivers at the top. They're going to throw the quick hitch and almost got it picked. Overthrew Hury, who was open, and they just didn't get him the football. So with that idea, again, it'll bring up a 3rd and short for Rose-Hulman. So 3rd and short. And when I say that, 3rd and 2. Excuse me, 3rd and 12. My bad. I went to the front side. 3rd and 12. They run the draw on it. Nice draw. He's close. He's going to get up about 3 yards short. It'll be 4th and 3. And Ruperta with a nice run in there, but just couldn't get to it. A nice sprint draw. That's something we haven't seen from Rose-Hulman very often. So a sprint draw gives Rose-Hulman a chance, and they'll probably go for it here on 4th down. Robertson pulls in, a nice catch by Adam Tice-Salou. He'll pick up the first down and a gain of about 7, and Rose-Hulman's on the march. It's at the 30-yard line, and moving the football now on this drive are the Fighting Engineers. Robertson collects himself, Ruperta on the side. They'll play action. No, they get it, and Robertson goes down. They really don't want to have him hit very much with that injury he sustained a couple weeks ago. He's having a tough time, so he hits the deck and tried to read the end and misread him. Ruperta had an opportunity to gain a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 14 with the loss of 4. 3 receivers to the top. Pump fake. Looking down the middle, and almost, and that probably should have been called as Alex Gresscock was asking for a pass interference or a hold call, and there was a lot of contact and collision there. You're not going to get the call. It'll be 3rd and 14. Rose-Hulman with the football, first time across that 50-yard line. 2 receivers to the top and the bottom. They're going to throw the little swing out to Ruperta. He's got blockers in front on the screen. He'll pick up about 3 yards, and it'll bring up a 4th and 11. It'll be close to a 47 or 48-yard field goal if they try to kick it. And instead, they're leaving the offense out there on this one. Plays being signaled in on the sideline. Robertson gains himself in the backfield. 3 receivers to the top. Could have had an offsides, really close. Steps back. He's got the wheel down the right sideline. He's going to step up. Gets a nice throw off. Adam Tice-Salou is across that first down yardage, and Rose-Hulman will have a 1st and 10 from the 15. So 2 4th down conversions by the Fighting Engineers on this drive, and they find themselves 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Robertson hands the ball into Ruperta. Powerful up front, but Albion's up to the test. They'll make him lose a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. So 2nd down and 11. Rose-Hulman has had trouble running the football on that first down yardage when they've run the football. And right now, pump fake. Got a man down the middle. Threw it in there and caught. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 2. Great catch it down there by number 4 for Rose-Hulman. That's Jalen Hobbs. So Hobbs on the catch. And it's going in there. And now, substitution in. Quarterback comes out. In comes a Wildcat. And when I say that, number 7, Alex Gresscock, will be the quarterback. He steps up, 3 receivers at the top, look for him to run. He does, follows that fullback up the middle, doesn't go very far, and doesn't lose yardage either. And matter of fact, they'll give him a yard on that one. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. So Gresscock, the tight end, becomes the powerful runner at quarterback for Rose-Hulman. And they'll see if they can punch it in running the football. Overloaded formations. Rose-Hulman, they'll run it to the right side. They've got the edge, and here comes Gresscock. He pounds it up. No, the ball's loose in the end zone. Looks like Rose-Hulman has it, and it is... No, Albion has the football. He ran out with it. We're going to see what they call on this one. The officials are meeting in the back of the end zone. Pivotal call for the ball game. They're going to reset the play clock. You can see one of them talking about that. You've got to see if he had possession of it first or if Albion ends up with the touchback off the fumble recovery. Official will make an announcement. Public one. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. They're going to give him the touchdown off the fumble recovery, and you know Albion's going to be upset at that one since they had the football coming off the field. So it is a touchdown for Rose-Hulman. They have a chance to tie the ball game with the extra point. Now they're going to have the conference, and you can see the official going back telling them what happened. Not too much of an argument. The officials tried to make the right call. We'll see what happens. Extra point for Rose-Hulman. Rayberg kicks the ball up. Looks straight. It is true, and Rose-Hulman ties the score at 7-all with 6:40 left to go in the first period. We'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Score is tied, 7-7. Beautiful afternoon here in Terre Haute, Indiana, and it's football at Rose-Hulman, and the Fighting Engineers have fought their way back and tied the score. Albion, a school from Michigan, is to play Rose-Hulman. Both of these teams picked to win their conferences and make the national tournament again. Both of these were playoff teams last year in Division III. Kickoff is up, and he gets another shot at it and goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. We'll return for more in just a moment.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are.
You're #1 at York.
Albion with the football. 1st and 10 at the 25. They're going to hand it off to Price over the left side. He'll gain a yard or make it 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. We want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game, the Indiana Army National Guard, Culver's, Farm Bureau Insurance and their agent Micah Bonomo, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. 2nd and 8 for the Britons. They'll pump fake, throw the little quick screen off the edge. He's got it, turns up the sideline. He'll pick up 4 or 5 yards, and we'll see. It'll be close, but he'll be short by about 3. So it'll be 3rd and 3, but we have a penalty flag. So we don't know if there's a illegal procedure. Maybe somebody lined up wrong on this one. We also want to thank York Automotive. They are the transportation specialists we use here at Indiana Sports Network. And they have 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. As the officials gather together on this one to see what happens. And we'll get an answer on it. It'll say an illegal procedure called against the Britons. That'll be a 5-yard penalty from the last previous spot, so it'll make it 2nd and 13. And again, both of these teams expected to do very well this year in their respective conferences. These are out-of-conference games. They do matter in preparing for conference play, but the most important thing for Rose-Hulman in this afternoon's ball game, can they remain healthy, especially at the quarterback position? 4 down linemen for Rose-Hulman, asking for the football. And a pass into the corner goes awry, and it'll be an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd and 13. Lovell, before that, was 2 for 3 and had about 50 yards and a huge quarterback rating with 1 touchdown on the previous drive. So 3rd and 13 for Albion. Rose-Hulman preparing to play defense. 5 across the board, showing blitz. And they bring them. And here they come. Potential hold off the edge. They didn't call the hold. Quarterback on a scramble. Is he going to get there? No, he does not. He's short by about 1.5 yards. It'll bring up 4th down and potential. The punting team comes on for Albion. So Albion brings the punt team on. They don't waste any time, and as they bring it on, you can see the umpire standing over the football, waiting till everybody kind of gets set, because you're allowed to substitute in college football, and you have to wait on the other side. Rose-Hulman showing a rush. They bring a few, but not the entire rush. Huge punt. Carries Yuri all the way back. And the ball will be downed inside the 15-yard line. And that's where Rose-Hulman will be when we start on Indiana Sports Network.
Gen Z is a stall generation. The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Rose-Hulman hands the ball off the edge is Yuri. He'll put it up in there and doesn't go anywhere, but big hit off the edge, really close to picking up the 15-yarder as we pan out to show you that one. Big shot on Yuri. He went down on the sideline. It'll be 2nd and 8, a 2-yard gain. That 2-yard gain will give opportunities for counter plays later on in the ball game. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Gresscock is the tight end. Robertson throws the out. It's got him wide open. Picks it up on the sideline, and breaking down that sideline was Daniel Hure. Excuse me, that's number 2, and I messed up. It's a little bit difficult to see those from up here. That is Daniel Hure. He picked up the first down, and the chains are moving for Rose-Hulman. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen for Rose-Hulman. Hobbs, Hure, and down inside, they'll give it up, and Ruperta breaks tackles and carries people off for a first down, a gain of 11, and Rose-Hulman with another quick first down, and down on the play is a Rose-Hulman player, and we'll see who that is in a minute. They're calling out the training personnel, and we'll take a break for this timeout, an injury timeout for Rose-Hulman. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
The right guard, Ryan Easterday, is the player that's been injured. It looks like a lower leg injury, probably an ankle or something that way. They weren't working on his knee, so it looks like a potential ankle injury. He's been carried off the field, and hopefully he'll be able to put some weight on that in a little bit and see what happens on that one. So into the ball game, anticipated is Alex Martin. I haven't seen his number yet, but we'll see. They call a false start on the offenses. Rose-Hulman said they moved too quickly on this one. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, bring up 1st and 15. Huge run that time by Grant Ruperta. Picked up 11 yards on that. It'll still be first down for Rose-Hulman. This time they have to go 15 yards, and it is number 71 coming into the ball game for the Fighting Engineers, and that's Alex Martin. He's a sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Pass onto the edge, a nice catch on the side. They'll pick up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 10. So Adam Tice-Salou with that grab, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Fighting Engineers. Rose-Hulman on the drive. Both teams scored in the first period here. It's 7-7, 3:40 left to go in the first period. Rose-Hulman in a 2-by-2 set. They'll step back to throw. Robertson gets it on the edge and caught. Do they say caught it inbounds? He did. A nice catch out there for Rose-Hulman's number 2, and that's Daniel Hure. So Hure with that catch brings up 3rd and 2. Potentially a running formation for Rose-Hulman. We'll see what they do with it. Ruperta is a running back. Gresscock will split out. Instead of being the H-back, it'll be a 2-by-2 set. They'll move him back into the formation. They'll run ISO up the middle, and he's close. He does. He has a first down. So first down for Rose-Hulman as we're closing in on the end of the first period. 3 minutes left to go in the first period, and it's 7-7. Substitution for Albion coming into the ball game is number 40, and that's Josh Winch from Lake Orion, Michigan, and he'll step in at linebacker. And they'll have another false start. This one will go against Rose-Hulman. One of the linemen moved up front. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. So starting 1st and 15 is not what you want to do on this drive. It'll move the ball back to the 50-yard line where it'll be 1st and 15. Robertson takes the ball, and they didn't blow it ready to play, I'll bet. That's what happened. So there's no penalty on this. The official has to blow the ball ready to play after a penalty, and it wasn't happening. Now they'll start it, and the ball's blown ready to play, and here we go. Coach Jeff Sokol's going to shout some words of what he wants to do, and that'll be signaled in. Gresscock in the H-back set on the right. Play action. They'll throw it. He's got it off his back foot, and did he catch it? He did. Nice catch out there on the side by Jalen Hobbs. And Hobbs picks that one up, and it's not a first down. It'll be second and 6. 2nd and 6. They're flashing the numbers on the top, and you can see them on the top of your screen. A lot easier to see at certain points, but in that case, the wrong number flashed up there for just a second. Ruperta up the middle, and he'll gain not much. He's going to get over. That'll be 3rd and 5. So give him a yard. And Rose-Hulman has a chance to move this one. 3rd and 5 now for the Fighting Engineers. 3 receivers to the top. Pump. They're trying to go deep with it, and they did, and he was double covered. That's a tough throw. You're going to squeeze that one in there, as the safety had come over the top and did a nice job on playing pass defense on Adam Tice-Salou. And again, nice play by Albion that time defensively. Number 5, that's Stephen Douglas on the coverage for the Brits. Here comes the punt team as they're going to try to pin Albion deep. So the punt team comes in for Rose-Hulman. And they're going to bring 2 wide guys here on the short side. You can anticipate them punting it to the left side for Rose-Hulman. The Britons are there, and we'll have a delay a game on Rose-Hulman, purposefully, by the way, as we'll see if they're going to take the 5-yard penalty or not. And they marched them back, which is interesting. Most teams will not take that penalty and force the punter to try to pin it inside, and a lot of times that ball will roll into the end zone and you'll get 20 yards as a return on it from the touchback. In this case, that's not what happened. So Albion took the penalty. It's now 4th and 10. Punt is up. Short line drive. He'll have a chance to return it. He's at the 10, 12, and they'll say it's a block in the back. That'll put it half the distance to the goal line, and Rose-Hulman will start with Albion in poor field position when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you, because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
And we want to thank Indiana Army National Guard, one of our presenting sponsors for this broadcast, as well as others here on Indiana Sports Network. Also want to thank Culver's Farm Bureau Insurance and their agent Micah Bonomo, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with the locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. The Britons with the football inside, ran into his own blocker, but makes a huge turn and run up, picks up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. So a really good run that time for Albion. as they pick up 8 yards to get out of the shadow of the end zone. They'll pick up another run on the inside, and this time he's dropped short for a gain of 1. And they'll say it is 2nd and 2 now, or excuse me, 3rd and 2. It was 2nd and 3. So, again, Phillip Jones-Price with 2 good runs in the shadow here of a first down. He has a chance to pick one up. So it's 3rd down for Albion. Rose-Hulman with their defensive package trying to stop the running game inside. Counter play, they'll run it up the middle, and he picks up that first down. Nice move by Albion. They'll power it up to the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 as we're closing in on the end of the first period. 15 seconds left to go on that play clock. Basic offense, they're going to hand it off, gets to the edge. No, they throw the bomb down the sideline and just missing that pass. A nice pass over there intended for number 3 for Albion, and that's Casimir Johnson, who couldn't haul it in. And we have just 4 seconds left to go in the first period. So nice throw out there by Lovell, and just couldn't quite connect on the play action fake. Motion, cross the formation. Looking on inside, play action. I'll throw the quick dump off the side. And a good hit and a good tackle out there by Rose-Hulman. And that will be the end of the first period of play. Our score is tied 7-7. We'll return for more Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
7-7 is our score, and if you're looking at what's happening in this one, Albion came down on their opening drive, went the length of the field, stuck it in the end zone after Rose-Hulman had the ball to start with and went 3 and out. Rose-Hulman then returned the favor on the next ensuing drive, drove the length of the field and put it in the end zone. And again, we're all tied at 7-7. The teams have traded punts since then. 26-yard line, it's 3rd and 5, and we'll see what happens for Albion. For their quarterback for Albion, he's 3 for 6 for 50%, 34 yards for his Lovell. He'll complete this pass. No, he dropped it off the edge, and that'll bring up 4th down, and Rose-Hulman will have cause for another punt. So just 3 for 7 now is Lovell on the afternoon. 3 receivers have caught the ball for Albion. And again, rushing-wise, Jones has 24 yards rushing for Rose-Hulman. Right now, the quarterback for Rose-Hulman has completed 10 of 14, 71%, 117 yards with a 29-yard long pass. He's been sacked 1 time. Punts off, and another beautiful punt. Hury back on the edge. He'll catch this one. It's Hobbs. He'll take the football over to the right side. Can't get to the edge, can't get to the corner. He'll go out of bounds at the 31, and we'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Miguel Robertson, the quarterback for Rose-Hulman, again is 10 for 14, 117 yards. It doesn't have a touchdown, but doesn't have an interception either. He's been sacked 1 time. Ruperta with the pin pull off the edge. He's not going to go very far as he's broken a tackle or two, and he'll get back just to the line of scrimmage. For Rose-Hulman, again, receiving-wise, Daniel Hury with 55 yards. Adam Taisalou, 3 receptions for 30. Jalen Hobbs, 3 receptions, 29 yards. Grant Ruperta caught 1 ball for 3 yards. Also looking at the rushing game, Ruperta with 19 yards gained. Dump over the edge. He'll get it over to Gresscock. He'll catch his first ball of the day. He'll pick up 4 yards, make it 5. It'll be third and 6, they'll say, on this one. So 3rd and 6 for Rose-Hulman, a big 3rd down play. Rose-Hulman drove the football down to the 40-yard line, just couldn't get that first down taken care of to push the ball towards the end zone, a little closer into field goal range. Post wheel, they've got a crosser down the middle, picked up by Hobbs right down the middle of the field, and a really good job, and a massive group of Britons on the tackle as the entire secondary got in on that one. Jalen Hobbs with another reception down the middle this time, and it'll be first down, Rose-Hulman. Ball across midfield, and we'll see what goes on here. Again, ball across midfield, Rose-Hulman with the first down. Ball rests at the 44-yard line. 3 receivers here to the bottom of your screen. They'll hand the ball off, and swamped in very quickly is running back Lance Shelton, the senior from Kansas City, Missouri, who entered the ball game. Shelton, a powerful back, and we're seeing a Briton get up very slowly. The Rose-Hulman players were motioning for somebody to come out and check him. He'll take the step off the field as number 36, that's Nick Fannin from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, will check out of the ball game. Rose-Hulman with the football. They'll play action fake, throw the ball right down the middle. It's Gresscock with another catch. This one will make another 4-yard gain, but it'll bring up 3rd and 6. So Alex Gresscock with a couple of catches here on this drive has helped to move the chains. But the big play on this drive so far has been a catch by Jalen Hobbs over the middle for about a 17-yard gain. And right now they're going to put Gresscock in at quarterback and run the Wildcat. And when I say that, made famous by some of the NFL teams, that's what they call it. They put their big quarterback in, their running guy in, and here's Gresscock. Timeout, Rose-Hulman. We'll take one as well. Our score is 7-7, Rose-Hulman and Albion. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
I'm all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
Your #1 at York.
You are watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching college sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman as we look at this football game, 7-7. Both these teams are pretty evenly matched up front. It didn't look like it. Both of them had opportunities to move the ball pretty well, and Rose-Hulman has done a pretty good job the last 2 series. They just haven't finished drives. You don't finish drives, that makes it very difficult on what's going on. So, for Rose-Hulman, if you're looking at offensive statistics, 140 yards passing for Miguel Robertson. Hury, Hobbs, Taisalou, Ruperta, and Gresscock, all the starters have catches. And it's 13 for 17 for Robertson. But Gresscock is now at quarterback for Rose-Hulman. 3 receivers at the bottom, and that's an illegal start by the Fighting Engineers. They'll lose 5 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11. Just a quick start, a little bit different with the signal call, and when you're calling for the ball, it makes it a little more difficult. Miguel Robertson back into the ball game to play quarterback. So Miguel got that one break. And sometimes when you put a different guy in, his cadence on when he's saying the numbers to snap the ball are a little bit different. Robertson takes the ball, steps back, has a little bit of time. He has a time to run. He's going to try to run for this one. He's going to go down, and that's not necessarily what Rose-Hulman wants. They don't want to get him beat up there. It'll be 4th and 5. So pick up several yards on it, but he wasn't able to get the first down. He didn't have a real open receiver. He could just sling it out there and go get him. And at this one, don't be surprised if they go for it. Ball's at the 39-yard line. 4th and 5 for the Fighting Engineers. Roll to the left. Got a man open, and he just missed him. Had a chance for that hook play off the edge and couldn't get it. It'll be Albion football. So Albion, the Britons, with the ball and a chance and a pretty good field position. It's the best field position they've had for a while, and that's because Rose-Hulman wasn't able to get the drive, and they didn't punt the ball down inside the 10. So Albion with a little bit more spring in their step, stopping Rose-Hulman on a 4th down drive. Gained possession of the football at the 39. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Phillip Jones-Price is the back. They'll play action fake, throw the slant down the middle, and they've got a man open, and he's tackled a huge play. They'll move the football all the way down to the 31-yard line at the other end of the field. A really nice play action. He wrote it in, pulled it out, and hammered it up there. And a nice throw and a good catch, good run. Albion in moving the football now. Again, same thing. They're throwing the fade down the sideline. Has a man open in the end zone. Touchdown, Albion. So Albion caught the ball. They just went one-on-one, and that's just where the offensive receiver knew where the ball was, cut in front of the defender, and Albion scores their second touchdown early here in the second period. It's 13-7, Albion with the lead. And as they set up on this one, Jackson Cooney will attempt the extra point with Hunter Williams holding. Snapper is Evan Phineas. Kick is up. Did it go in? It did. A little bit of a sidewinder on that one, and it's 14-7, Albion with the lead here in the second period. We'll return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And we'll be back for this one. And if you look at Albion, they're going to kick this ball off. Rose-Hulman must try to finish drives. They've had a couple good drives that across the 50-yard line, and they just have kind of stalled out at about the 40. And Albion's done a nice job defensively. Not going to take anything away from them in this situation, but Rose-Hulman needs desperately to finish a couple drives here and get some points on the board in the first half. 14-7 is our score. Just under 11 minutes to go in the second period. Hobbs with the football, and he's got a seam, and that seam over to the right side. He's still up over the 35-yard line, and Rose-Hulman will have the football. Had a seam and just couldn't get by the safety. Good play by that safety from Albion as he made this a good stiff tackle at the 36-yard line, and Rose-Hulman will have the football. Miguel Robertson, who won the starting job, wasn't able to play in the second game of the season. We're now in game number 3. Had a start against DePaul, and he has looked nothing but solid at quarterback. Passes that one off the edge, and again, nice move and a good catch out there for Daniel Hury, and he'll pick up a bunch of yards on this one. He'll make it 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1. Don't be surprised for a play action deep pass on this one. Good opportunity for Rose-Hulman to try to see if they can catch Albion sleeping. They hand the ball off to Ruperta. He's going to, we'll see. I don't know if he's going to get it or not. They're going to say he's short. So he is short of this one. He'll still have a yard to gain. They just move the ball up about 1.5 feet, just over that 45-yard line. He's going to have to reach the 46 for a first down, and he's about 2 feet short. Under 10 minutes left to go in the second period. Play signaled in. Rose-Hulman with that H-back, 3 receiver. The quarterback goes to carry it, and then different quarterback in, he'll lose yardage. It'll be 4th and 1. It'll still be 4th and 1 as into the ball game was Ruperta doing a wildcat formation as the quarterback had moved out of the formation on that one. Ruperta took the snap and could not get the first down on 3rd and 1. So Rose-Hulman forced to punt. Number 0, Andrew Toller will be in to punt the football. The long snapper is Riley Lopian from Athens, Illinois. Standard spread punt. Bad snap over the top. Lucky it didn't go over his head, but a huge, huge punt. Carries him inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and that's where Albion will have it 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
Counterplay run by Philip Jones-Price off the right side. He'll pick up about 6-7 yards, make it 7 on the play. And a nice play that time by the counter Trey as they were able to get the kick out by the guard and lead up full forward with the second blocker. Albion with the football. 2nd and 2. They'll give him 8 on the run. They're going to hand it inside, and making that move and picking up the first down is Philip Jones-Price. So Jones-Price on the carry. He'll pick up another first down, approaching that 8-minute mark in the second period as they move the chains. And Albion with the first down. They scored the last drive because they took a couple shots and got a really nice thing going. Whistles are blown on the side. We're going to see what's happened. Line judge is over there. And that problem's been fixed. And we're ready to go. Again, 3 receivers for Albion here on the bottom of the screen. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They'll hand it on the counter. No, they play action fake, throw it down the middle, and almost caught and brought in. A good throw, and Casimir Johnson couldn't haul the ball in down the middle of the field, and it'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10 for Albion. Ball at the 34. Motion across. They're going to bring in that H-back. Effectively double tights. They're going to hand the ball in a running formation for Albion, and a hammer over the top side. Gaining just a few yards is number 23 for Albion, and that is I'm missing that one. That's 28. My fault on that one. I couldn't see it from here. So with that run, 27 is Rylan Roberts. He's a fifth-year senior from Tecumseh, Michigan. Looking at it, getting ready to throw, pumps down the middle, another open receiver, and the ball's popped up. Rose-Hulman with a turnover. And an interception that time for Rose-Hulman is number 2 for the Fighting Engineers, and that is Tice Miller, the senior from Bargersville, Indiana. And Rose-Hulman will have the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And a big play for Rose-Hulman as well off of that turnover. There was an unsportsmanlike flag thrown on Albion, a 15-yard penalty to move the football inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. Rose-Hulman 1st and 10. Ruperta, no, they hammer it in over the left side and caught out there by number 2. That's Daniel Hury, and he'll pick up 6 or 7 yards on that reception, and Rose-Hulman is trying to move the football into scoring position. 6:38 left to go in the second period. And we're waiting on it again. Problem with the chains on the other side. And you can see the official trying to get things taken care of. And if you know anything about football and what's going on, the only thing they have available they can immediately tape is athletic tape. So you'll see a white tape at the bottom of that set of chains. Brand new set of chains for Rose-Hulman. They're the electronic ones. You can see them with the electronic numbers up there. And at the bottom will be a big white glob of tape as they get this one going. 2nd and 4. Rose-Hulman with the football. They'll start the clock. 6:35 left to go. Play action fake out a man across her again, and he hit him early. They're going to call the flag. No, they don't. They give that one. Little contact early on that one. They had Hobbs down the middle and couldn't get him the ball. Jalen Hobbs, the junior from Spring Lake, North Carolina, again, figures quite greatly into Rose-Hulman's offensive scheme this week because he's caught several balls across the middle. Robertson gets a play from the side. Ruperta sits alongside him on the right side. 2 by 2, they're going to roll to the right. Throw the ball on the quick whip, and he couldn't get it to Hobbs. Overthrew him, had a chance for a potential first down and couldn't get it done. That'll bring up 4th and 5. Make it 4th and 4, ball at the 30-yard line. Huge 4th down play for Rose-Hulman. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. It's a double split slot formation. They're going to hand the ball off, pump fake. No, he doesn't get it. He's got a chance to move. He could pick up the first down if he can get to the 36. He does. Robertson lowers his head, gets to the 24. It'll be 1st and goal, or 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman. Robertson, even though he's been kind of beaten up, has run the ball pretty effectively a couple times, and this one picks up that first down. 3 receivers spread to the left side. Grescock, Hobbs, and Hury. They're going to hand the ball to Ruperta inside, and he gets nowhere. May have lost a yard. Rose-Hulman's had a hard time running the football on the inside of this Albion defense as they've held very firmly in the trenches. Again, 3 receivers to the top. This time it's not spread. They're going to go for the fade to Tice Salou, and he threw it out of bounds. The Vectors got that one. as he just couldn't keep it in bounds on the spin of that ball, took it right out of bounds. So Rose-Hulman will have a big third down. This is 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. And this one they may not want to get it all. They may just want to move the football forward and make it a manageable opportunity. This is definitely 4-down territory for Rose-Hulman. Roll. They run the draw again. Nice draw up the middle. Ruperta to the 15, down to the 14-yard line. They're going to give him the first down. It'll be 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman at the 14. So Ruperta, and they've run that sprint draw twice now, both times for big yardage. This one will get you 1st and 10 at the 14. Robertson looking to throw, got a man down the middle, throws it in the corner, just threw it up, and luckily it was tipped. And a nice job that time by Daniel Hury, or that ball could have been picked off. Sitting in the way of the football and ready to make that catch was number 7. That's Bobby Willis from Jackson, Michigan. He was waiting on that one, and Hury went up and knocked it away. Robertson looking again, threw it up in there, and again, just a little bit too high for a Rose-Hulman receiver. It's 3rd and 10. Ball to 14, 3rd and 10, and don't be surprised if they don't get this one. They're definitely in field goal range. They can do something with it. 5 minutes left to go here in the second period. Albion changed their defensive front, and they look like they're bringing 5. They bring 4 right down the middle. He's got a man, and he threw it in the ground, and if it's a fumble, Rose-Hulman gains possession in the middle. If it's an incomplete pass, they're going to say it's incomplete pass. And here comes the field goal unit on for Rose-Hulman. Kyle Rayberg, the sophomore from Brunswick, Georgia, is getting set to kick a field goal. And they're still discussing to see what's going on. So it is a fumble, not an incomplete pass. The ball will be moved to the 11-yard line. It's 4th and 6, 4th and 7. Instead, Rayberg comes in to kick the field goal. Snap is up, holds good, kick is up, and it's good. And that lead by Albion's been cut to 4. It's 14 to 10. 14-10. Albion with the lead. Will return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, if you're wondering if these teams have ever played against each other, and the answer is no. Rose-Hulman has not played against Albion in football. And we're close enough that possibly could have taken place, but this is the first ever meeting of these two teams. Both of them champions in their respective conferences this last year. This is the first meeting of both of these teams. Kickoff is up. Down inside the 10, they'll march him back to the 5. That's where he'll pick this one up. Potential block in the back they do, and that's the tough one. Returns that ball over the 40-yard line and easily blocked Roberts. Riley Roberts got nailed in the back at about the 16-yard line, half the distance. It'll be Albion football when we return from the 8-yard line.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events. We are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, they're going to place the ball at the 8.5. As you can see it right over the top there, and Albion will have the ball 1st and 10, with shadowing the end zone in their background. They're going to hand the ball off inside, and instead just wrapped up in a really nice play from the defensive lineman for Rose-Hulman. He did a really nice job on that one. Tough to see, and it's number 56, I believe, on the inside for Rose-Hulman, and he'll pick up that nice tackle. That's Peter Cross, the standout senior defensive linebacker from Bowling Green, Kentucky. So Cross with a super play, a loss of 2. Albion's looking at a 2nd and 12. Trying to get Rose to jump off sides. They hammer it inside, and they'll pick up a couple yards on that inside zone. They'll move the football out. It'll be 3rd and 9. So 9 yards to go for Rose-Hulman. And that's a tough one. 3rd and 9, and you're sitting back inside the 10. Makes it pretty difficult for Albion. They lead by 4. It's 14-10. The Britons with the lead over the Fighting Engineers. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. 5-man front. And here they come. It's 5 guys. They're trying to get pressure. Got a man down the middle and caught and picked up at the 45. They'll make it the 46-yard line. They're going to say it's a 45. It'll be 1st and 10 for Albion. Nice throw and catch by the Britons again on a huge 3rd down play. They'll pick up the 1st down yardage they desperately needed on this drive. 3:13 left to go. We're getting close to that 2-minute mark, and Albion wants to maintain possession, so they keep the lead. Throw another one down the middle. It's tipped and dropped. Right there. Fell on the ground, and a good defensive play for Rose-Hulman. Tice Miller with that pass breakup. It'll be 2nd and 10. Albion's done a really nice job of play action stuff. And when I say this, they play action the football. They're able to make the Rose-Hulman defenders be one-on-one with man coverage, and they've beaten Rose-Hulman just by a half a step every now and then. Run down the middle and carrying the ball tough inside running there is number 32 for Albion, and that running back is Donovan Wright. He's a junior from Wixom, Michigan. (14-10) is our score. 2:40 left to go in the first half. Big 3rd down play. 3rd and 9 for the Britons. We'll look for that play action one more time. Rose-Hulman in a little bit different coverage. Man, could have gotten him down the middle. It's deep ball, and it's picked off by Rose-Hulman. He's got to see him down the right side if he can get there. Down to 40, and he's out of bounds, and a tackle at that 40-yard line. Rose-Hulman with that interception, and the interception by number 24 for the Fighting Engineers, and that's Richard Brown, the senior from Columbia, South Carolina. There's a penalty flag, roughing the passer, take the interception away. It'll be 15 yards and an automatic 1st down, and Albion maintains possession of the football. Oh, what a tough one for the Fighting Engineers. They had the turnover they wanted. They had the field position with 2 minutes left to go and a chance to take the lead before half. Now you're looking at Albion trying to pad that lead. They already lead by 4, and Rose-Hulman has their backs against the wall. Ball at the 39-yard line, and Albion with the football. Just a tough one. They're always watching a quarterback, making sure he doesn't get hit late, and I think that was a low hit, if I'm not mistaken, on what they're going to call on that late hit. Run off the inside. Price with that run. He'll pick up 6 or 7 yards. Number 5, that run will go for the running back Adam Stiverson, the junior running back from Montrose, Michigan. 3 receivers for the Britons at the top of the screen. They're going to hand it off again. And he picks up close to a first down. Are they going to give it to him or not? They say he's short. It'll be 3rd and 1. And Steverson gets close to the first down yardage but doesn't get it. 1:25 left to go in the first half. In comes number 32. That's Donovan Wright, a junior running back from Wixom, Michigan. He'll be the single back set for Albion. He'll move over. They'll hand the ball in a power formation. He'll get the first down. They'll give him that one. They'll say it is a first down. The clock stops while they move the chains. We're right at a minute left to go here in the first half when they start this clock. Albion with the football, 1st and 10 from the 28. Play action. They've got a man open in the flat. They've got a tight end down the middle, and he just about fell down, and pass goes incomplete. 44 seconds left to go in the first half. Clock does stop. That's to Albion's advantage there, and that's a smart play by Luke Lovell to throw that one away. He was outside the pocket, had an initial chance to pick up some yardage off of a quick completion, but chose not to throw the footballs, trying to go a little bit deeper. Fake power. They're going to throw the fade down the side, and it's a touchdown, Albion. Nice throw by Lovell, and a good speed route on the edge by Brendan Teal as he picks up the touchdown for the Britons, and that will lengthen that lead. It's 20-10 right now, and that late hit, or that hit on the quarterback that took away the interception, is one of those that you just kind of look at as the mistake you don't want to make in that situation. Rose-Hulman got caught with it, and the Britons capitalized. 20-10. Waiting on that extra point. Cooney kicks it up. It's good. It's 21-10. Albion with the lead right before halftime. 39 seconds to go. We'll take a pause. We'll be right back with the kickoff.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Culver's for joining our broadcast team. I know they're expanding in the Indiana area, and that's why they're advertising with us. We also want to thank the Indiana Army National Guard, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. The Britons will kick this one off. They do. It's a little bit shorter kickoff. It's high in the air and picked up. Curie with the football over the right side. He'll only get up to about the 22-yard line, and Rose-Hulman will start possession with that one. 35 seconds left to go here in the first half. We want to thank our camera operators, Kanan Harper, Amy Metcalf, and Molly King. And those people are really helping us out. Our video technician is Keith Lawson. We're produced and directed by Tony Harper. And I'm Herb King. I'm giving your broadcast and analysis for this afternoon's ball game. Inside run, Grant Ruperta. He'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards, and that could be the end of the first half if Rose-Hulman so chooses to do it. 24 seconds left to go when he steps up here. 20 seconds, trying to get a formation in. Trips, 15 seconds, play action. He'll throw the ball off the left. They'll give it up, and hemmed in and stopped right there is number 2 for Rose-Hulman, and that is Daniel Hury. So with that, that will be the end of the first half, and Albion takes a 21-10 lead into halftime. Again, Rose-Hulman will wait and see what they kind of regroup for in the first half, and Albion has again shown that they are a very powerful and good football team. Rose-Hulman hanging with them. They just can't make those mistakes, and those mistakes cause problems. We'll talk about that at halftime, and it is time for a halftime show. As we pause and get ready for that one, I want to thank our sponsors again. I want to thank Culver's today as they sponsor Rose-Hulman football here on Indiana Sports Network.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are!
You're #1 at York.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
And halftime from Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, and it's the Albion Britons with the lead, 21-10. Statistically for Rose-Hulman, if you're looking at Robertson, Miguel Robertson, 15 of 24, 15 completions, 24 attempts, 62.5% completion ratio, and 155 yards. He has been sacked 1 time, does not have an interception or a touchdown pass. Receiving, Daniel Hury with 5 receptions for 66 yards. Jalen Hobbs, 4 receptions for 50 yards. Adam Tice-Salou, 3 receptions for 30 yards. Alex Gresscock, 2 receptions for 6 yards. Grant Ruperta hauled in a football for a 3-yard gain. For rushing, Grant Ruperta has been held to, it says, 42 yards gained. And when we're talking about that, net of 3. 14 attempts, 42 gained, a net of 3. It says Alex Gresscock has gained 3 yards on 2 carries. Hury 1 carry for 2 yards. And Robertson with 4 carries for 9 yards. We've had 2 fumbles by Rose-Hulman, and neither one of them were lost by the offense. Defensively for Rose-Hulman, leading in tackles is Bowen with 5 total tackles, and the rest are 3 and all the way down to 1, so a pretty good team effort that way. Pass defenses, Tice Miller with 1 interception and a pass breakup. He returned that interception 4 yards. And again, an interception wiped out because of a hit on the quarterback for roughing the passer, and that could have been that's a huge turn in the second period, late in the second period with about 2 minutes to go. as an interception was gained by Rose-Hulman, but to no avail as a roughing the passer call gave the ball right back to Albion. For the Britons of Albion, offensively, they were 7 of 15. Lovell was 7 of 15. 1 interception, 3 touchdown passes, 157 yards passing, and his quarterback rating is very high at 187.3. Receiving, Toko with 3 receptions for 72 yards. Teal, 3 receptions, 60 yards. Edwards, 1 reception for 25 yards. The action passes have been play action passes and throw the ball deep for Albion, and they've connected on several of those, multiple first downs, and really haven't done a job of throwing underneath stuff. They just play action and throw it up and let their guys go and get it. 3 touchdowns, Teal with 2 of them, Toko with 1. Rushing for Albion, 36 yards for Jones. And when you're looking at the way Albion's run the football, they've done it by committee. So Philip Jones Price has rushed it again 6 times for 40 yards. Steverson 6 times for 21 yards. Lovell has a carry for 10 yards. Wright came into the ball game 3 carries for 7 yards. And again, Roberts 1 carry for 5 yards. So again, another opportunity for Rose-Hulman to get back in the ball game was had by an interception, but those things happen when you hit the quarterback late. You had a lot of pressure, and they brought him down a little too hard, and when you do that, it's going to cost you, and Rose-Hulman is paying the price because Albion went down and scored right at the end of the first half to lengthen their lead to 21-10. And as we look at those, that's just kind of the way football works, and we're able to kind of look at what Albion's done. Albion opened the season playing Carthage at home, where they won 52-0. Then they entertained Bluffton last week, where they won 51-2. And with that, Albion, again, 2-0 coming in on the season. Their defense has been stellar. They had not allowed a touchdown until Rose-Hulman scored on them in the first period, driving the football the length of the field and putting it in the end zone. Then Rose-Hulman also scored on a field goal. They had a chance to put another touchdown in, and they had the ball inside the 10-yard line, but could not gain that opportunity to score and had to settle for the field goal, and it was 14-10 at that time. Albion has moved the football very effectively, but more than just moving it, they take the big shots off of their play action. And they've had an opportunity to continue to push the ball down the field, and a couple of those passes went into the end zone. Again, 3 touchdown passes for Albion. They have not moved the football extremely well any other way but those play action RPOs, and their quarterback Lovell has done a great job in putting the ball out there in catchable position for their wide receivers. Halftime wise, we're here again. It's 21-10. Albion with the lead over Rose-Hulman. We'll pause for another break, and you're watching Indiana Sports Network.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape. From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana. We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works. Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network. This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from
1976, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. It's halftime, and again, you can see the giant scoreboard, new scoreboard put up by Pat Noyes and Cindy. 76 alum is Pat, a football player who really wanted to see things progress here at Rose-Hulman. The third largest scoreboard in Division III in the United States, and when you're looking at that, it is quite a feat. The thing is huge. It sits off the edge. You're not going to see very many, even at Division I, that are going to be this size. And nice thing to have for Rose-Hulman is they'll promote the Fighting Engineers all the way through. Multiple sports, as you can see, being kind of looked at as the overview of the sports program here at halftime, and you can see those here at Rose-Hulman. If you haven't been to the campus lately, why don't you make the trip and come out and see what Rose-Hulman is like. The #1 engineering school in the country, again, just announced the 24th straight year. Rose-Hulman is ranked #1 in engineering here in the United States by U.S. News and World Reports. And again, most of the players for Rose-Hulman, there are 24 different states represented on the roster for the Fighting Engineers. And of those states represented, you take 24, that's quite a few. It's a very diverse group of young men that come to school here, and they do that for their educational purposes, not just to play football. Most of them are here just for the education, but football becomes something that becomes very important to them in what's going on. And for Rose-Hulman, most of the players, about 90% of the players, have engineering in their degree for what's going on. Again, if you want to find out about homecoming information, you can scan the code. You'll see it up there a couple more times probably throughout the day. Homecoming is a big deal for Rose-Hulman. It is for everywhere, but it's different here. And when I say that, huge amount of tents, people actually recruiting the students at Rose-Hulman during homecoming. You'll see tents from multiple major corporations as they entertain the students, trying to gain connection with potential engineers that would be able to help them in their endeavors to really manufacture and move our nation forward in what's going on, as well as the Army Corps of Engineers and others that the students here have a chance to look at their future careers during homecoming, and that's a really neat thing. If you haven't been to homecoming at Rose-Hulman, you need to come out. It's a really good thing. Just make sure you know parking is at a premium during that homecoming weekend, as it is everywhere. Again, our halftime score, it's Albion 21, Rose-Hulman 10. And you can see we'll count this one down quite a bit. Rose-Hulman had a chance scoring-wise. Albion came down, moved the football quite well in their opening drive, put it in the end zone, and scored 7-0. Rose-Hulman answered back with their own drive and scored and tied the score up at 7-7. Then it was Albion again with another couple play-action passes, getting the ball close and throwing it in the end zone. It was 14-7. Rose-Hulman scored to cut that lead to 14-10, and then Albion, right before the end of the first half, put another score on the board to make it 21-10. Albion, team from Michigan, has in the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, where they are the defending champions of that Division III league. Rose-Hulman, the defending champions in football for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Both of these teams should be evenly matched, and they pretty much are. Just a couple mistakes by Rose-Hulman, especially when we look at it. We'll see what happens here to start the second half. Of course, Albion deferred the kickoff, and so they will be receiving the football to start the second half. We'll take our second break of halftime, and then we'll be right back and prepared for the start of the second half. You're watching Rose-Hulman Sports on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Yeah. And welcome back to Rose-Hulman at halftime. And the Fighting Engineers trail Albion 21-10 as we prepare here for the second half. Both of these teams, again, Division III programs that have been in the national playoffs. They were in playoffs last year, and both of them won their conference. And Rose-Hulman has been bitten by that injury bug. Right now, Rose-Hulman's quarterback, Miguel Robertson, is back on the field. He played a really decent first half, been able to complete passes and move the football, but you can tell he's not quite where he wants to be. But for Rose-Hulman, their big issue today is to get out of this game injury-free in the quarterback position, have Robertson back in there. Backing up Robinson today has been Alex Greskok. You've seen him in the Wildcat formation. He's been able to move the football a couple times, and they used him down inside in the goal line and on short yardage. And for Rose-Hulman, just a couple mistakes have really been crucial for them. A couple times Rose-Hulman started drives 1st and 10, and then they picked up a 5-yard penalty for illegal motion. Somebody would move on the offensive line in the different snap count that was being used by Greskok. And when that happened, it just puts you back behind the chains, and it makes it very difficult to pick up those first downs. For Albion, they've been very consistent in running their RPO pass game. They faked the ball and running inside. The quarterback's done a really nice job in riding it deep into his pocket. And the safeties for Rose-Hulman have come up at a certain point, and they've thrown it over their head, one-on-one routes, and put the ball in scoring position. So Albion takes the deep shots, and they've converted on many of those, some of them crossing routes. Again, 3 touchdown passes for Albion here in the first half. That's how they've scored. They haven't run over the Fighting Engineers, but Rose-Hulman needs to do a better job on either knocking the ball down or getting a couple picks. And speaking of picks, you can't do the things that Rose-Hulman did at the end of that first half with roughing the quarterback when you had a pick that could have put Rose-Hulman in a scoring position. They had returned the ball to the 40-yard line, but to no avail because that roughing the passer gave Albion the first down, and they went down and converted on it. So kudos to Albion on that one, but Rose-Hulman needs to do a better job of controlling the tempo of the ball game and putting it in their own hands. We'll pause, be right back for the kickoff. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Gen Z is a stall generation. The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Good to see one of my friends, a former player up here in James Kent. And when I say that, Mount Union grad, Mount Union coach, now coaching for the Maroons over on the other side of the state in Illinois. Came up to visit, and nice to do that as well. Hey, it's going to be starting this second half. 15 minutes on the clock. Albion will have possession. Rose-Hulman desperately needs to stop the Britons here on this opening drive, see if they can put themselves back in the ball game. Teeing it up, number 29. That's Connor Whitesell, the freshman from Dallas, Texas, as he'll pound this one deep. And he does. Gets it down inside the 10, into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Albion will gain possession of the football. Really been impressed by Luke Lovell, the quarterback for the Albion Britons. He's done a very nice job in controlling the offense and taking the shots when he needs to. And also, you can just tell there's an air about how Albion has played this game. They play it very intensely, and they really have moved the football off of some big play opportunities. Defensively, they've been solid. Both of these teams are just solid defensively. The issue has been don't make those little mistakes that kill drives. Albion with the football, 1st and 10. Ball rests at the 25. They'll hand the ball inside, and they do, and they'll pick up a couple yards. Philip Jones-Price with the carry. He'll move it up, and they'll have a penalty flag on the play as well. We'll see what that one is. And they're going to march the Britons back. You can see both the officials looking that way. The umpire is going to step this one off. Looks like a hold call, and it'll pull it back inside. Now ball rests at the 16-yard line. 1st and 19. They'll throw the quick out. They get it outside off the edge. Good switching route coverage by Rose-Hulman, and a nice tackle for the Fighting Engineers by number 7. And that's Cameron Dorsey, the junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with the tackle, and it's 2nd down and 18. So 2nd and 18. Albion with the football. Ball to 17-yard line. Trying to get Rose-Hulman to show. They do. Here comes the pressure. And he throws it up over the edge. Caught, and off to the races goes another Albion receiver. It's a foot race. Number 18 with the catch. And huge play. And that's C.J. Weems, the junior, the wide receiver from Grand Rapids, with the catch in the haul, and Albion's in position again. Play action and throw the bomb. And it's not necessarily a bomb, but they've got crossing routes they've thrown. They throw the ball at about 18 to 20 yards, and then a receiver makes a great play. And slipping and falling down with that run is Philip Jones-Price. Lost a yard and just misstepped. They'll say he lost 2. 2nd and 12. Albion with the football. They're over the 40-yard line. And that's odd. You usually don't see a center come running in the middle of a play. In this case, right in the middle of the series, they switch centers. Snap. They'll play action fake, and they've got another guy open in the corner of the end zone. Did he catch it? He did. Touchdown. Touchdown Albion. Number 2 for the Albion Britons. Hauled that one in. And that is Mark Toko. That's his 2nd touchdown reception of the afternoon. And again, play action and throw it up. And they've got receivers that go and get it. Albion on the board. It's 27-10. The Britons with the lead. Jackson Cooney will attempt the extra point. He puts the shot up, and it is good, and it's 28-10. Albion with the lead when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, if you're a Rose-Hulman fan, you really didn't want to see that one, as Albion just did what they do. Play action, throw the good deep passes, and connect. And Lovell has done a nice job in steadying himself and releasing a really nice deep ball, and the receivers are able to make catches, and that time they score again. Toko with an excellent reception in the end zone for another score. It's 28-10, Albion with the lead, and Rose-Hulman desperately needs to answer here in the third period. So early on in the third period, again, 15 minutes on the time clock, and we're now down to just 12:46. Shorter kickoff. Hobbs takes the ball, and he falls down at the 20, and that's not good because that means something's wrong. And Jalen Hobbs is not going to get up, and that's desperately not what Rose-Hulman needed to see, is somebody with some type of an injury. Let's hope it's just a cramp. As they're working on him, we'll take a break for this timeout, and then we'll be right back with more.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are!
You're #1 at York.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, Jalen Hobbs is off the field. Uri with the catch down the sideline. He'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards. Hobbs is kind of carried off the field. I hope it's just cramps. That it appears that could be what it is. But the Rose-Hulman can desperately not afford to lose that young man, as he's one of the top pass receivers in the HCAC. Substitutions into the ball game. Chase Wilkerson, the junior from Boonville, has been one of the replacements. They're going to throw the quick to Ty Salou. He's going to pick up just another yard or two. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. So Rose-Hulman with the football, 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Play action pass. Miguel Robertson's got him down the sideline. He's out of bounds. They ran the post wheel, the skinny post wheel, and they had Uri down the left sideline. He was open. That'll bring up 4th down, and Rose-Hulman will be forced to punt. 28-10 is our score. We're in the third period, early in the third quarter, and Rose-Hulman turns it over on a 3-and-out. And again, we're more worried about Jalen Hobbs and seeing that he's going to be okay. I haven't seen him return to the sideline yet, but I would not anticipate maybe seeing him the rest of the day. Albion, they're bringing the load. They brought it in, and nice job blocking for the punt. Ball is caught and fielded by Albion. He's up over the 50-yard line, and that's where Albion will have possession of the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
Colby Taylor Browning with that return gets it over the 50-yard line, and Albion's in Rose-Hulman territory. They're going to hand the football off, and a big run off the left side for number 5. Loses his helmet. He'll have to come out for another play, but a nice run that time by the running back. That's Adam Steverson. He'll pick up a first down on that 11-yard run. Make it a 13-yard run, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 34. Albion with the football. Rose-Hulman in a 3-4 front. Inside zone by Price Jones. He'll pick up yardage, and he's still going, and he's got 9. That'll make 10 yards on it. They're going to give him the first down. They are going to give him 11 yards on the run, and that's a really strong run by Phillips Jones Price. Running back by committee for Albion. And they've got several decent running backs, and they just continue to churn out yardage. And you can see the intensity levels have been brought up for Albion. They want to make sure they put this game away as early as they can. Again, another 3-man front for Rose-Hulman. They're going to hand the ball off and counter, and he's got room to run off the edge. Jones Price again for another good run. He'll pick up about 8 yards on the play. 10:40 left to go in the third period. In the ball game, number 27, who's seen the running back, a fifth-year senior, is Ryan Roberts from Tecumseh, Michigan, sitting alongside their quarterback, Luke Lovell. And they'll hand this one off, and Albion is just in a consistent fashion of trying to move the football up the field. And we have an injured lineman on the play for Albion. We'll take a timeout as they attend to the fallen Britain, and we'll be right back.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
And it's good that the lineman went off. Roscop went off, under his own power. And you're looking at this, Albion is just content to pound the football right now. Mark of a good program. They're just going to take and run that clock down while they have the lead and continue to move the football. Another good solid run inside by Ryan Roberts. 2nd and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. He's been replaced by Donovan Wright. Wright at running back. Lovell's the quarterback. And they're going to keep the football with Lovell. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown for the Albion Britons. So Lovell passes the ball for 4 and runs for 1. And Albion's on the march, and they are just putting their foot down and saying, we're going to move the football, we're going to score, and we're going to be all over you in what's going on. Albion scores. It's 34, kicks up, and it's good. That's 35-10. Albion with the lead, and we're in the third period. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
And if you're looking at Luke Lovell, he has a quarterback rating on the NCAA scale of 231. That's astounding. 10 completions, 18 attempts, 4 touchdown passes. He has 1 interception. He's also scored on a run. And if you're looking at that, that's a whale of a day for a quarterback in Division III level. Again, Albion at everything we thought they'd probably be. Rose-Hulman had a chance to keep in the ball game, has made a couple mistakes, and now we'll see if the Fighting Engineers can mount another charge. Hammered up the middle, and Rose-Hulman will have the football 1st and 10 from the 23. Another good return by number 2, Daniel Hury. And Rose-Hulman needs to mount a good, steady drive and put the ball in the end zone. Quarterback Miguel Robertson has done the yeoman's work for Rose-Hulman. He's 19 of 31 for 161 yards. Now he's going to throw the fade down over to Adam Taisalou down the sideline, and he'll pick it up close to midfield. They'll say he's out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So 1st down for Rose-Hulman. First and 10 for the Engineers. Robertson hands it off. Nope. Play action, got a man down the middle. Wide open. And he missed him. Just missed him. Good play action. Had the man wide open. For Rose-Hulman, that was Ryan Schmidt. He's a senior from Katy, Texas. And he was open down the middle field. Just couldn't get it to him. And that was Grant Raperta. I'm sorry. Here I thought it was wide receiver Schmidt. It was Raperta who moved that football and came right up the seam. Looking inside, they'll pass it out to Hury. Hury will pick up just a couple yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 8. I want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game: Indiana Army National Guard, Culver's, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. Robertson down the middle, overthrown, and there is a flag on the play, and that's usually offensive. We'll see what it's going to be. Linesman and the head linesman are both conferring. It is offsides against Albion. It'll give another shot. It'll be 3rd and 4. So with that 5-yard penalty, that'll give Rose-Hulman a chance to pick up that 1st down one more time. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Rose-Hulman desperately needs this 1st down. They'll throw the little swing pass out, and it's dropped by Raperta. And that'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 4, ball at the 46. Tough call for Jeff Sokol. back's been against the wall most of the day, and he's going to keep the offense out there and give it a whirl. Once you're across the 50-yard line with a score like this, you're going to have to take your shots, and he is. Snap, a little bit low, but he got it up there, and he just gets sacked. 42 with a sack for the Britons. That's Josh Winch, the senior from Lake Orion, Michigan, plays inside linebacker. They brought him up the middle, and they sacked Rose-Hulman, and it's Albion football. So the Britons will take over 1st and 10, ball already inside Rose-Hulman territory, and they lead 35-10, and we're here in the third period with 8:10 left to go. And Albion, the last time down the field, just ran the football very effectively. Tight end trips here to the bottom of the screen, and a different offense is in. They're going to hand the football, number 23 with the carry. We haven't seen him that much this time. It's and that's another injured player from Albion. Gain of 2 on that one, and with that, we'll return after this injury timeout.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Cameron Moore with the last carry. The nice hot pass. I get it to the tight end. He's brought down. It'll be 3rd and 3. Nick Christian with that reception, a junior from Chelsea, Michigan. Number 24 was the running back in that time. James Bloomfield, the junior from Jackson, Michigan, for Albion. Albion again ran the football very effectively down, and Lovell finished it off with a short run. The last series, Albion had the football. 3rd and 3. They're going to hand the ball, and the first down. Solid run, number 5. That's Adam Steverson, the junior from Montrose, Michigan. First and 10 Albion, ball rests at the 35. And motion, illegal procedure. That'll give a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15. .648 left to go in the third period. Multiple games around the HCAC. All the teams are in action as they're preparing for next week's conference opener. Counter play, they're going to run it inside, and a lot of bodies thrown at that one. He'll pick up 4 or 5 yards. Stiverson again with the run. Second and 10. Make it 2nd and we'll see. He keeps moving it back and forth. 2nd and 11. Albion with the football. Play action. They're going deep again. They went post corner, and this time Roberts with the sack in the backfield. Ryan Roberts with another sack. He came off the edge. They finally got to the quarterback and caused that one. Post corner was being set up on the right side for Albion. A good defensive play as that receiver was rerouted just at the time that Roberts got to the quarterback. It's 3rd and 19. Lovell awaiting that snap. He'll step back to pass. They've got a man in the corner down the middle, and it's caught. Great catch. I can't believe the throw. Went right over Roberts' head. Caught down there by number 2, and that's Mark Toko, who is a senior wide receiver, and he has had a whale of a game. 2 touchdown passes he already caught, and he caught a big one there. A 20-yard gain and a first down for Albion. Toko with 107 yards receiving on the afternoon. 22 with the run for Albion, and that's Colby Taylor Browning. So Taylor Browning with that carry picked up 4. 2nd and 6. And Albion looks like a nationally ranked team. They are just consistent in what they're doing. They continue to pound the football down inside. There's a nice little pitch and catch off the edge. The tight end gets it down to the 3-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal. And a really nice play design. Nick Christian with the reception and a first down, and it's a 1st and goal for the Britons. So first and goal, ball rests at the 3-yard line. Lovell, the quarterback for Albion, will take the football, hand it off inside, and gives it up, and nothing to go there. He'll pick up a yard or 2. They'll just say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Stuyvesant with the carry. They will give him 1 yard on it. And Albion is content to continue to pound the ball inside. They got a big play and a big pass play on the last one by Mark Toko, their wide receiver. Again, looking inside, got a man wide open, nobody on him. Touchdown, Albion. Pass is completed at number 18. That's C.J. Weems, Jr., from Grand Rapids. He'll score the touchdown, and it's 41-10. Albion with the lead. Let's go back to Mark Toko. 6 receptions, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 21 yards a catch. That kick is up, and it's good. And it's 42-10. Albion with the lead when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
Your all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an all-pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one all-pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are.
You're #1 at York.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, Albion's really taking control of this football game. 3 straight drives for touchdowns here in the third period, and they've broken this open. 42-10. For the Britons later on this season, this next week they'll be playing at Wisconsin Eau Claire. High kickoff taken in by Hury. He'll go up to the 20-yard line, gets to the 19, and that's where Rose-Hulman will have possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Alex Gresscock the backup quarterback for today has been brought in this one. 8-yard run that time by Ruperta as he moves the football up to the 28. So Rose-Hulman has taken their starting quarterback out of the ball game, partially just to make sure he doesn't get beat up. And the other one is that with the game pretty much out of hand right now and a 32-point lead, they're going to try to run the football. Ruperta stood up, and that's a tough one. Forward progress will get it back close to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 2. Make it 3rd and 3. Grescock, starting tight end for Rose-Hulman. He'll step back. He'll throw the football, and it gets knocked down, and that'll bring up 4th down. So Rose-Hulman will be forced to punt. 2 minutes left to go here in the 3rd period. And the punting team called on. So the punt team on for Rose-Hulman. Good snap. Toller with the kick. Pounds another nice punt. Pulls him back inside the 20. Or inside the 30, excuse me. And returned out to the 34-yard line. And that's where Albion will have it when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
There is a greatness inside of you. A passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Albion with the football. 1st and 10. They'll put the ball over the left side. Running back Bloomfield. He'll pick up 3 or 4 yards, as Albion will be content to continue to run the football. 1:25 left to go in the 3rd period. Rose-Hulman has already substituted several players in, giving these guys a chance to play. We can see what's happening. Another deep shot, and he doesn't get it this time. They're going to call interference on this one. And it is a preliminary signal. It'll go against Rose-Hulman. So you're just looking, that's what Albion does. They play action pass and throw it deep. It's been very successful for them today. They've had a couple different receivers, including Mark Toko, who has 6 receptions, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Teal for Albion with another good opportunity for them. Brendan Teal with 3 receptions, and 2 of those are touchdowns. Lovell calls for the snap. He'll hand it off, and a seam right over the left side. And running the football this time, number 28 for Albion. That's Ian Goins. He's a senior from South Lyon, Michigan. First time we've seen him carry the football. And for Albion, again, multiple players have run the football. It's the 9th player to run the ball for Albion. He'll hand it off again over the left side. He'll gain a 1st down as that clock continues to run. And that could be the end of the 3rd period if that's what Albion wants. And it looks like they're content to do that as well. And as they trot over to the sideline, that'll be the end of the 3rd period of play. And with the score Rose-Hulman 10, Albion 42. We'll return for the fourth period of play. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And you can see the Albion players huddled up, trying to make sure they finish the game strong and hard. And from now on, we'll probably see most of the second teamers for both of these teams. Lovell is still in at quarterback, directing the offense for Albion. Hands the ball off. Run goes inside, and it's blown dead in there. 32, the ball carrier. That's Donovan Wright, the junior. Carries the football, gained just a yard or two. And Albion with the football, the lead, and running the clock. And that's really what they want to do here at the end of the ball game. Handoff, right? Nope, he play action fake. He's got him deep again, and pass is caught. Another touchdown for Albion. This one goes to number 3. And that's Bailey Edwards. So Edwards with a catch and a touchdown catch. That's his second catch of the day. And Lovell again with a very nice throw on the outside shoulder. The ball placement was exactly where you wanted it to be, and Rose-Hulman doesn't have an answer for those deep ones right now. Kick is up on the extra point, and it's good. And that makes the score 49-10. Albion with the lead. We'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
So the Britons will kick it off. Hunter Williams, the kickoff expert for Albion, has been able to boot it in the end zone several times today. Powerful leg. He does multiple things as well. Holds for the extra points. And for the Britons, this is a pretty big ball game because they believe after this game, with a score like what they're seeing, they ought to be ranked in the top 25, and that's one of their goals for the year, of course. Kickoff. This one goes a little shorter up to the 8-yard line. And returned out to the 20-yard line. Rose-Hulman will have possession of the football. So the Britons have multiple games coming up that'll be of interest at Wisconsin Eau Claire. That's next week. Then they open their MIAA schedule at Kalamazoo as they try to defend their Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association title. Rose-Hulman, on the other hand, as we see a run go off there and no gain. And Ruperta doesn't gain anything. In comes the ball game is running back Jay Smith. He's a freshman from Evansville, and he'll step into the backfield for Rose-Hulman. And instead, it's pulled in a nice run for a gain of about 5 yards outside. That's number 10, Miguel Robertson, back into the ball game. So Robertson with another 5-yard gain. Single back is Smith. Robertson throws a quick little slant, gets it inside. It'll be a first down for Rose-Hulman, and they'll move the chains. So first down for the Fighting Engineers. Ball to 32. Looks, he'll throw the fade. He's got it up over the side. Tice Salou can't get it. That's a really nice defensive play by the Britons. Defensive back, number 7, Bobby Willis. Did a nice job defending that fade, back shoulder fade, as Tice Salou came back for the ball, and the hands were right where they're supposed to be by Willis. Power run inside. He'll pick up just a yard as Smith tries to run it inside. Jay Smith, the freshman from Evansville, on that carry. He's 5'9" and 180 pounds. And a big third down play for Rose-Hulman here in the fourth period. Play action fake, looking to throw deep. They've got a man over on the crosser and a first down route and a nice catch on that diagonal crossing route by Rose-Hulman's number 13. That's Chase Wilkinson, junior from Boonville, as he picks up the catch and a first down for the Fighting Engineers. 49-10 is our score. 12 minutes left to go. Smith with the run up the middle. He goes nowhere. So Jay Smith on the carry, couldn't get anywhere. They'll give him a yard on that one for forward progress. And Rose-Hulman with the football. Quick throw. They'll throw the hitch, and it's out there just a little bit. That'd be a really tough catch. And although for Rose-Hulman, Chase Wilkinson got his hands on it, he wasn't able to haul it in. 3rd and 9. Fake handoff down the middle. Look, he's got a man open down the middle, and he got it up. Is it caught? That's a great catch if he did catch it. And he did. Nice play that time, again on the crosser by Daniel Hury. So Hury goes up, climbs the ladder, catches the ball, comes down, and he's immediately out of the game on that one. First down, Rose-Hulman. Substitutions into the ball game. Hand off to Smith. He'll gain just a yard or two. Jacob Nanafabu, a senior from Columbus, Georgia, into the ball game. For Rose-Hulman. Screen, they got it outside, and Nanafabu makes one guy miss, but that's about it. And he gets stood up there, and they're trying to take the ball out. And whistle blows. It'll be maybe a gain of 1, and they'll say it is. Third down and 8 for the Fighting Engineers. Play action. Got a man down the middle again. He throws it up and in there, and touchdown, Rose-Hulman. Daniel Urey on that pass reception gets the TD. And Rose-Hulman will get on the scoreboard here in the second half. So the throw by Robertson, a catch by Urey for that touchdown. Kick is up and good, and it's 49-17. Albion with the lead when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Rose-Hulman gets on the board with 10:08 left to go here in the ball game. 49-17 is our score. And Albion awaiting the kickoff. Again, Connor Whitesell, the freshman from Dallas, Texas, is that kickoff specialist for Rose-Hulman. Strong leg. Pounds another deep one into the end zone, and another touchback. Albion will have the football 1st and 10, and it's to 25. We want to thank our sponsors today: Indiana Army National Guard, Culver's, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo. Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. Albion breaks the huddle on the sideline, hustles in, and we'll see them set the ball in play. Quarterback is number 14 for Albion, Xander DeSense. He'll hand it off. Number 22, Colby Taylor Browning. Picks up just a yard. So we're seeing the second team guys in on this one. Again, quarterback Xander DeSense, a sophomore from South Lyon, Michigan. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They hammer it up in there, and they're going to catch him for just about a yard gain. Taylor Browning again on the carry. He'll pick up another yard. It brings up 3rd and 8. Third and 8. Albion with the football at the 27-yard line. He'll step back to pass. Play action. Nope. And he's going to go down. That is a quarterback sack. As he was down to pass, he'll lose 1 yard. It'll be 4th down, and Albion will be forced to punt. New return man for Rose-Hulman as well, number 19, that's Eli Silva, sophomore wide receiver from Indio, California. So we're seeing some substitutions in for both of the teams right now. Punts that one, shanks it. Not a great punt, but picked up by De Silva down the left sideline, and he'll go out of bounds. It'll be Rose-Hulman football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Verdell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Verdell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Verdell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
Handoff on the outside. Smith goes down the sideline, and he'll just barely get back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where he hits the ground. It's just returns to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Alex Gresscock is the quarterback. Lance Shelton is the running back. Gresscock will carry the football, powers it in, powers it up. He'll pick up about 6 yards. Be 3rd and 2. So Gresscock with that run. And again, Alex Gresscock is the normal tight end for Rose-Hulman. But quarterback in his background and is called upon as one of the backups for today's game. Other substitutions are in for Rose-Hulman. Gresscock goes to run, and he's going to be nailed for a huge loss. He'll lose 7 or 8 yards, and it'll be 4th and 10. And we're under 7 minutes left to go in the ball game. Out comes the punting unit, and for Rose-Hulman, Andrew Toller will do those duties. So Toller will step back. Ball to 47. Ball inside the 5, down to the 2. A huge punt. And Rose-Hulman has Albion pinned when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
Tight running formation for Albion, and Rose-Hulman looks like they're going to bring the blitz. They try to. They get him early, and doesn't look like he gained anything. Got it back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it. 6 minutes left to go in the ball game, and again, Albion pinned down inside the 5-yard line. On a tremendous punt by Andrew Toller, the junior from Bidwell, Ohio. Looking at it, they'll hand it off inside again. He'll pick up a yard, 2-5. He broke 2 tackles. He's down the sideline, and there he goes to the 30, 35, 40, out over the 50-yard line. They'll say he went out of bounds at the 49, and a late hit penalty out of bounds will add to it. Big run down the sideline for Albion. They had their backs against the wall, and all of a sudden, running back comes out of that one with a huge run and a first down. Personal foul against Rose-Hulman. And then we also have a dead ball personal foul against Rose-Hulman. There are 2 fouls on the play. That's a 30-yard set of penalties. That'll move the ball down to about the 20-yard line. So a 98-yard drive potentially for Albion, and they pick up 30 yards on penalties, and Rose-Hulman has been backed, and now Albion is in the red zone with 5:39 left to go in the ball game. 2 15-yard penalties aided in that big run. So we're waiting on the officials to set everything, get it all ready to play. And that's the big run of the day. Rose-Hulman's been able to play pretty good, solid defense up front. They just didn't do a good job of covering the receivers downfield. And Luke Lovell, the starting quarterback for Albion, was just on fire, completing several big, long passes, and Mark Toko being the recipient of two touchdown passes. They're going to hand that one up the middle, and he goes for about 3 yards. Another running back, number 26 this time, Eric Meldrum with the carry. Big run was by Colby Taylor Browning. A 48-yard run to move Albion out of the shadows of their own end zone and move it into Rose-Hulman territory. And again, that's aided by 2 15-yard penalties. So it wasn't just 48 yards. You can add that was 78 yards worth of ball movement by Albion on one play. 26 with the carry. Meldrum with the carry. It'll be 3rd and 6 for Albion. Ball at the 16-yard line. 4:20 left to go in the ball game. Meldrum, the running back. Quarterback is 19. That's Alex Shaheen. Alex Shaheen. A junior quarterback in the ball game for Albion. He'll hand the ball off. Ball on the edge. Good cut. And Meldrum runs it down close to the first down yardage. He'll just be a couple of yards short. Fourth and 2. So 4th and 2 for Albion. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 2, ball at the 12-yard line. Waiting on everything to run down as far as the clock. Ball snap, Meldrum on the inside. No, quarterback kept the ball. He's going to run, and Rose-Hulman will stop him. They'll give Rose-Hulman the ball, turnover on downs, and Rose-Hulman to gain possession of the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you, because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
Rose-Hulman with the football, 1st and 10. Gresscock, play action fake. He's going to throw the ball down the middle of the field and doesn't have him. Could not hit the receiver down the middle. Ball falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. So Rose-Hulman with the football after they held Albion on a 4th down play. Gresscock, he'll power the ball to left side. Runs through 2 or 3 Albion defenders. He'll pick up about 6 yards. Bring up 3rd and 3. They'll give him 7 yards on the carry. As we approach that 2-minute mark. Gresscock, play action, and he tries to run the football, and he gets swamped under there. He'll lose another yard. And that'll bring up 4th and 4. And we should see the punting unit for Rose-Hulman come onto the field, approaching that 2-minute mark in the ball game. And Toller, after a tremendous punt the last series, will have another chance to punt the football. Andrew Toller pounds this one. It's an end or over end kick. Fair caught, and he misses the fair catch. It rolls backwards. He'll get credit for that as well. So that ball will be fair caught and end up being Albion football to 29 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown.
Victory formation and a kneel for Albion. And they will move to 3-0 on the season. Rose-Hulman will fall to 0-3. And we knew going into the season that Rose-Hulman had a very tough non-conference schedule to try to beef up that schedule, give them an opportunity to play against some NCAA Division III ranked or reserve-ranked teams, the best teams in the Midwest, and they did. They played against DePaul, a close ball game, played against a very good Trine team last week in another close ball game where they had the lead at the end of the first half. But this week, just too much Albion, as you can see why they are the best team in the MIAA, and we'll see how that conference goes at the end of this one. See how Rose-Hulman bounces back this next week as well. Hopefully nobody is greatly injured in what's going on, but again, makes it very difficult. Albion kneels on the ball one more time as they run out the clock in this afternoon's ball game, and that will be the end of the ball game. Albion defeats Rose-Hulman 49-17 in a beautiful afternoon for a ball game, and Rose-Hulman will try to regroup and prepare for next week's ball game. Next week, Rose-Hulman will be, in 2 weeks, Rose-Hulman will be at Anderson. They desperately need this time off this week as they will take on the Anderson University Ravens at Anderson, followed up by a Manchester game at home on October the 8th. That's the next time we will have Rose-Hulman on the air on Indiana Sports Network. Then it's at Bluffton, then at home against Franklin and Defiance, and then they finish up the regular season at Hanover and at Mount St. Joe. And at no time has Rose-Hulman ever been counted out of playoffs this year because, again, it's the conference record. If you win your conference, whoever wins the HCAC outright is going to have that chance for a playoff berth. So all those ideas of championships are still on the board for Rose-Hulman. They just need to get healthy. Can't have got to have those guys with the ankles coming back and the knees and whatever. Hopefully they can return and get some people back on the field to help them, especially in that quarterback position, making sure they can get healthy as the next few weeks progress. For Albion, they will return to action this next week as well when they will travel to Eau Claire and take on University of Wisconsin Eau Claire this next week, and then they will start their conference schedule in a couple of weeks, and you can see they're already excited to do that, getting ready for play in the MIAA. And again, this afternoon, 49-17, Albion with the win. A tough loss for Rose-Hulman. Hopefully they can regroup and be ready to go in 2 weeks when, again, they travel to Anderson for an afternoon start in 2 weeks and HCAC play. We're thankful that you watched our broadcast this afternoon on Indiana Sports Network, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks when we come back and see more HCAC action here at Rose-Hulman. For Herb King and again for our producer Tony Harper, we're going to say so long this afternoon. Again, 49-17, Albion with the win.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.